Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to do my daily exercise at literal reading lessons. Let me begin. Ordinary aspirin is truly a wonder drug. Aspirin is the most popular drug in the world today. Many people take aspirin when they have a headache. It is effective in relieving other pains too. This article discusses the history and uses of aspirin. First, Americans this year will swallow 15,000 tons of aspirin, one of the safest and most effective drugs invented by man. The most popular medicine in the world today, it is an effective pain reliever. Its bad effects are relatively mild, and it is cheap. Second, for millions of people suffering from arthritis, it is the only thing that works. Aspirin, in short, is truly the 20th century wonder drug. It is also the second largest suicide drug and is the leading cause of poisoning among children. It has side effects that, although relatively mild, are largely unrecognized among users. Third, although aspirin was first sold by a German company in 1899, it has been around much longer than that. Hippocrates in ancient Greece understood the medical value of the leaves and tree bark, which today are known to contain salicylate in the chemical in aspirin. During the 19th century, there was a great deal of experimentation in Europe with this chemical, and it led to the introduction of aspirin. By 1915, aspirin tablets were available in the United States. A small of quantity aspirin 2 give grains tablets relieves pain and inflammation. It also reduces fever by interfering with some of the body's reaction. Specifically, aspirin seems to slow down for the formation of the acid involved in pain and the complex chemical reaction that cause fever. The chemistry of this acid is not fully understood, but the swelling effects of aspirin is well known. Fifth, aspirin is very irritating to the stomach lining, and many aspirin takers complain about upset stomach. There is a right way and a wrong way to take aspirin. The best way is to chew the tablets before swallowing them with water, but few people can stand the bitter taste. Some people suggest crushing the tablets in milk or orange juice and drinking it. Okay, now I will explain to you the main idea, problem, and I will give you some example from each paragraph. The first paragraph, the main idea is aspirin is one of the safest and most effective drugs ever discovered by humans. And the problem is, although effective, aspirin still has side effects, even if they are relatively mild. And the example is, aspirin is the most popular painkiller in the world, with consumption reaching up to 15,000 tons in the United States each year. And from the second paragraph, the main idea is aspirin is the only effective medication for arthritis sufferers, but it's also carries the risk. And the problem, aspirin is the leading cause of poisoning in children and the second most commonly used drugs for suicide. And the example is, despite being uses of pain relief, aspirin has side effects that are often unrecognized by users. For the third paragraph, the main idea is aspirin was first sold by a German company in 1899, but its active ingredient has been known since ancient Greek times. The problem is, the development of aspirin required extensive research before it could be widely introduced. And the example is, Hippocrates used leaves and tree bark containing silylates for medical purpose, which later became the foundation of aspirin development. For the fourth paragraph, the main idea is aspirin helps relieve pain, inflammation, and fever in inhibiting certain bodily reactions. The problem is the chemical mechanism of aspirin is not yet fully understood, although its effects are well known. The example is, aspirin slows down the formation of acid involved in pain and the complex chemical reaction that cause fever. And for the fifth paragraph, the main idea is aspirin can irritate the stomach lining, often causing stomach pain for its user. The problem is, many people don't know the correct way to take aspirin to minimize its side effect. Example, the best way to take aspirin is to chew the tablets before swallowing them with water, or mix them with milk or juice to reduce the bitter taste. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for your nice attention. And last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.